In this insightful and conceptual lecture, we will bring in expert analysis to make you understand what is Cold War in its entirety. On April 16, 1947, Bernard Brooks, a multi-millionaire financier and advisor to United States presidents from Woodrow Wilson to Henry S. Truman, coined the term Cold War to describe geopolitically tense and confrontational relationship between two World War allies, United States of America and Soviet Union. Cold War geopolitical tension, period of geopolitical tension from post Second World War to disintegration, collapse of the Soviet Union or the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. The driving forces behind this destructive phase of Cold War: first, polarized world order, division of the world into rivalry power blocs, power camps. Example: United States of America and Western Europe's military organization, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, and USSR and its satellite states initiative for power bloc Warsaw Pact. Second, struggle between confrontational ideologies, capitalism and communism. United States of America and Western European nations. Dedication for capitalism aims to unleash economic prosperity and wealth creation, whereas Soviet Union and its Eastern European allies, their dedication for communism to establish egalitarian social order, economic equality and equity, participative polity through transitory phase of dictatorship of proletariats in any way. Third, economic ambitions or neo-colonialism induced or catalyzed economic ambitions. For an example, to establish supply sources of raw materials to fuel rival blocs, leaders, industrial ambitions. Example: Arab world and oil imperialism. And to create or establish destinations for manufactured products. Example: defense industrial complex and weaponry arsenal. To dump or to export weaponry arsenals. These power blocs promoted mutual animosity, confrontation among Asian African nations. Why it was so, United States of America and USSR were world's first and second largest industrial economies, ambitions to accelerate their industrial scale, their industrial economic growth momentum. Cold War. Cold War, a warlike situation in Euro-Atlantic theater, except few exceptions. Example: Cuban Missile Crisis. It is to be noted that in a Euro-Atlantic region, mutually assured destruction built on nuclear arsenal deterred rival forces to direct conflict or warfare. In this context, freedom fighter, architect of modern India, first Prime Minister of independent India, pioneer of non-alignment movement, policy of conceal, policy of impartiality, Jawaharlal Nehru described Cold War as a war where blood freezed in veins, not bloodshed in battlefields. During Cold War, there was also examples of bloodshed in battlefields in Asian African regions. Example Korean War 1950 to 1953, Congo crisis in African region in 1960s, Vietnamese War of Independence and integration of their nation against divisive imperial force United States of America. This war was humiliating war for superpower, world's largest economy, world's largest power in air, maritime, and military domain. This was also inspiration for decolonization and nations' self-determination. Cold War and its ecological disastrous impact. During Vietnam's War, Agent Orange's disastrous impact on natural forest, flora, fauna, biodiversity. In the backdrop of Cold War, the world lost an opportunity to take initiative of ambitious, action-oriented partnership to protect Mother Nature, like transform our world, Agenda 2030, Sustainable Development Goals, initiative taken by United Nations in 2015. If there was, if there was any atmosphere of mutual trust or creativity, these steps would have been taken in 20th century instead of 21st century. Loss of demographic potential as free flow of talented pool of human capital disrupted, and this deprived humanity from unleashing their creativity in a creative way. Struggle, conflict created even stateless refugees. A rivalry that was and is existential threat for humankind, consistent and persistent increase in nuclear arsenal, from nuclear bombs weapons to hydrogen weapons or hydrogen bomb, demonstration of scientific prowess from Sputnik moment to historic Apollo mission. In this backdrop, newly independent India's decisive steps or decisive initiatives, non-alignment movement to foster arbitration, diplomacy to resolve disputes in an amicable way. India's policy of impartiality created trust in the backdrop of Cold Wars, mistrust, and animosity among power blocs.